Hello, welcome back to the stream. I'm Maddie, I'm the live content producer for City Skylines. Who are you?
And I am Geze, and I'm one of the creators that is going to be featured in today's gameplay.
Stream. Last week we talked about free update. The week before we talked about all the paid content, and this week we're going to talk about the two CCPs that are releasing concurrently with the DLC when it releases. Soon TM. But yes, we have City. We have City. We had a pre-made map, but I couldn't get it to work.
It failed.
So we're just gonna build it in my favorite little baby, my little baby city.
First thing that we're going to show off is going to be the pack of Growable Buildings.
Yes.
Made by Revo,
Okay.
who is sadly not present here today.
No. Ooh, wrong button. There we go. All right, so we're gonna change the style to be mid-century modern.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. We'll see. Hopefully this doesn't take very long.
See how they compare to vanilla ones.
Oh yeah, here's I mean, honestly.
Some of them. Okay, so I will say this because I was making a map just to like test out some of the assets, and the buildings from green cities, the low residentials from green cities, before they get upgraded with high tech like solar panels, although they also work with the solar panels. The green cities low residentials actually work really well with the mid-century modern pack.
How many assets are in the mid-century modern pack?
Christ.
143.
Over 100. Who counts?
I think that's the number. Revo is in Twitch chat.
Yes,
so
Revo is in the Twitch chat.
He'll correct us.
If you have any specific questions, you can pester him.
Yep.
Revo says 200 plus.
Yes, with color variation, I'm guessing. But
Yes.
look, here's one.
Yeah, so these buildings come in multitude of different shapes, sizes, and technically sub-styles of mid-century modern, because MCM isn't just one thing. There were different general aesthetics that developed throughout the years. So you have some buildings that look more bulky, more kind of cubist. You have some that look more like your typical Americana suburb with like
there was an
butterfly roofs.
Oh yeah, and the A-frame.
And that's called a Swiss Miss. Revo made these for this reason alone. Just because they're called Swiss Miss. Revo said, these have to be made.
They're very cute. I do like the yellow door. These are adorable.
Yeah, so they all come with color variations, which apparently, according to Revo, is 600 plus assets, if you count that.
600 plus? Oh, he's also saying that it is totally called an A-frame, and you're lying. So
Which one was the Swiss Miss then?
I don't know. And yeah, most. I mean, I wouldn't say most of them, but a lot of them come with pools, and aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of them do.
So cool.
The terrain around the pool is also made in a way that, in most cases, will, try to fix out and level the
Let's
terrain.
see if we can find a really a janky.
You have to like look at like a
hill.
hill.
Oh yeah, here. So like the pool will remain flat, but the retaining wall will be a little more.
Yeah. So you're
really good considering the geometry of that hill.
Yeah. Also, that fence is quite something. So usually you want to like try, try and not do that.
Oh, there it is. Now it loaded in.
Try and not do that because it will look wonky.
Hey.
It will look bad.
The pool will look like a pool. There's so many buildings. I'm never gonna be able to show off every building on stream.
It's really nice because this style of buildings was super popular like all across the US.
Yeah.
Europe technically not so much. We had our own thing going, but like if you're building an American city, which most people are, you will be able to use these in like just a multitude of settings because the style itself was so universal that like from the East Coast to the West Coast you would find these.
Yeah.
And if you're building on more like a desert map, maybe one from the previous CCP.
Oh, yes.
It would look great. It would look like closer to maybe Palm Springs, which is just dry but has, a ton of these buildings.
Yeah.
If you're doing like a Pacific Northwest, you can also find these like all over the place. If you're doing like East Coast or something, like you would also find these. So yeah, these are like really
They're so cool.
yeah, they're really useful.
I should have maybe zoned an area that wasn't so hilly, but I think it's a good, this is the extreme.
They work great on a grid. So if you're
They
lazy,
work fantastic on a grid.
if you're lazy, these are for you.
Hey!
They look really nice on a
They're
grid.
for me. That's what he's saying. Oh, we have to look at all the unique buildings and all
Yes,
the props.
so-
Let's just line up the props somewhere, I
So
think.
there is a couple of uniques that
Oh, yeah, I placed one here.
Revo made. This is, at least in game, the mothership. If some of you,
Do you remember what it's based off of?
yeah, it's literally called the theme building. It's at the LAX.
They're in the park menu. Revo corrected me.
Yeah.
Sorry!
Yeah, so this building is at LAX. So if any of you have ever been to that hellish airport, you might have seen that building.
Positive.
There's nothing positive about that airport. But yeah, so that's like one of the more famous landmarks of that style. And Revo decided to include it.
Yeah, it looks nice.
For legal reasons, he had to change the name.
Okay, they're in the parks menu. Okay, yeah, here they are. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, fine. You know your stuff. All right, so and then we have let's look at the hotels. I love this pool. I'm gonna plop this building just for the pool.
Yeah, the pools are really nice. Made with roto shader technology.
Ooh, wait.
When you get that like one
Ooh.
glimmer of water, it's
Oh.
yeah, they look nice.
Yeah, they look so good. And they're I think they color change, right, Revo? Don't they? I'm pretty sure. If I plop more of these, they'll be funky colors. Wow. Oh yeah, that's a red one, and then a yellow, and then
Yeah.
like a blue. Oh, this blue is amazing. Like a turquoisey little number. That's cute. Got little hand. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna fawn over these for a little bit. Lots of color this update, for sure. I mean, especially with the DLC, all of the color of all of those buildings, insane. Hey!
Oh, there it is.
Here it is.
Wow.
So for
interesting.
some reason, this is my favorite building, and I don't know why.
I wonder why.
Why would this be my favorite building? I don't know.
I wonder why.
I don't know. But yeah, so it's like it's a diner, and it has varying different sort of inside jokes. I mean, if you watch the streams, you'll recognize where this is from as well. That's Jan's, and then the bluebird is actually like one of the normal ones.
That's a Chirpy reference.
Yeah, but it's not like a person.
Well,
Sorry, it's still
wow,
an
you
Easter
just
egg.
dehumanized him.
It's Chirpy.
Yeah, how
I
dare
know. His feelings are so hurt right now.
you. Wow, this is
And then Valko for Armisto's cat. Oh.
yeah.
Okay, but
Also, I
is
saw
Rosie's also a reference on Revo?
no Rosie's. I think was just a generic like a
normal one?
50s diner kind of name.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I saw a question in the chat. Can we plug the hotels and restaurants like again and again, or is it one and done? These are in the park category, so you can use them over and over and over and over and over
That's where they're not.
till
in the
you
unique
run out
building.
of budget.
These are little carp. I'm gonna separate these a little because now they look just connected.
AKA parking lots
AKA parking lots, but with covering.
with a roof.
So they're very sort of. I feel like these would be more like in a residential area. This is like somebody's
Yeah, kinda like-
reserved parking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, cars will actually park here. I don't know if I chose the best spot where cars will actually drive to, and it'll take a while for them to get to. But they will park in the carports. Like this could be like a one family just driveway.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then these are for bigger. But you could use these to build a big parking lot if you like cobble them. They're a little modular. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove all the grass sprites in a second, just so that we've got a nice clean. Because some of these are pretty small. Some of
Yeah,
these are
so
pretty small.
a lot of these are like just your, really stylized but generic props for backyards.
Like these.
So these are curbs. Yeah, like
I'm gonna use them a lot.
Yeah, if you're a, like a detailer and you're using Move It and all sorts like precision mods and whatever.
craziness.
Yes, like if you're just insane, you will find a lot of use for these
Yeah.
because there's just a lot of that.
Ooh.
There's different
Chunky.
fences, different
Different heights.
curbs. Yes, they come in different heights too, and I think a couple different like,
Colours.
materials. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a dark and a light color. Seems like.
Then there's like a multitude of different tables with sundrellas.
Sundrellas?
Yes,
Is that what they're called?
that's the official name of that product. It's a sundrella. They're metal. And it's one of like the more iconic like backyard / poolside items that you can find on like all the pictures from the 50s and 60s. And I technically suggested that to Reva because he wanted to like include something. I said, just make the weird metal ones. He said, okay.
Yes. Speaking of weird metal ones, look at these barbecues. They look like space.
Yes.
They look like planets. And yet, all of these things are props. People won't actually use them to sit, but they are visually tables. And then we got two little mailboxes. I have almost forgot the word for mailbox. And then we've got the decals. Oh, like just grass. Gravel. Another gravel. And, oh. So these are the props.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
So the pack is titled Seaside Resorts, but fun fact, some of the buildings that are in the pack are not strictly from Seasides because they are based on 1850s to 1900s architecture of like hotels, resorts, and inns from mostly East Coast of the United States. So a lot of them are based on buildings from New Jersey, Maine, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and from New York, the state, not the city.
Smart.
And I tried to like pick some of like more interesting looking ones in all sorts of like different shapes and sizes.
I think I'm just gonna make a road and then let's line them up first,
Yeah,
and then we'll
frankly.
build with them because we have to admire because here there's not like the same quantity and variation.
Yeah,
of this thing, but it's like we have to look at every building.
Revo managed to be a completely insane person and just not sleep for 17 days straight. That
Can't confirm.
That might be a lie or not. I will not be specifying. So he really like.
I'll specify it did happen.
Yeah, well, you know, but yeah, no, Revo is kind of insane and just managed to create an insane amount of stuff. So all of them come with color variations that depends.
Oh, that's
on
true. Yeah.
The thing is, these had to be unique.
Yeah.
Because of game limitations, I originally wanted them to be park buildings.
Yeah.
Sadly, that couldn't
Move
have
it as
been
a little.
implemented. I did also include a train station that is based on the Hendersonville train depot.
Can't fit this.
It's
Yes.
it's the same size as a vanilla train station, just less bulky. So if you want something slightly historical looking, but also like not taking up an insane amount of space, you can definitely use that, especially because it like just works with the most vanilla trains. Or if you're using the Vehicles of the World CCP, which I did use for that, mostly because of some nice looking trains, they will also work.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Look at
so
this little boy.
yeah, it's the only problem with this station is that the roof is so large and overhangs so badly that the station is like 90% of the time
Yeah.
in the shadow.
But it looks really nice. I mean, you need that awning to hide under when
Yeah,
the
when
torrential
it's-
rain hits like today in Stockholm.
So the fire station is a very good miniature church stand, and yeah, it works.
It even has a little bell, but it does have like the doors. I think
Oh,
it's
and a library. Right, I completely forgot
and the
about that.
library.
Yeah.
On
So the library was. I
Shit.
actually, because
Space.
I didn't know what it technically would be because I didn't really have a lot of references for that building from my like sources. It just said it was a dance hall, and I thought, might as well like give it some functionality. So I put it as a library, because it's kind of like inconspicuous. You can like put it pretty much anywhere,
Yeah.
and it just works. I selected a couple different types of roofing. So you have light gray, green, red, and dark blue. They
So the color variation on
no,
the
no,
library.
the colors of the roofs are tied to the buildings.
Oh, okay, I get it.
But they come in a couple different ones because it was just like the most common asphalt roofing at the time.
Yeah, I see.
So I didn't want to make everything like with the same color. So at least like it has that. Also, does it function as a library? Yes, that building is a library.
Yeah.
So it is in a creators tab for education. This is one of the larger buildings. That's the Old Orchard House from Old Orchard Beach in Maine.
What a nerd, am I right?
I spent so much time. I spent so much time reading up about the history of the East Coast and doing like so much research into like histories of buildings. Having fun reading about every single one that burned down, and then doing bingo, basically opening a picture and thinking, is this one gonna be burnt down? Let me like look up
Bingo.
let me look up the name of the building plus fire in Google, and then just see what comes up. And in 90% of the cases, I was right, because 90% of them,
as in it burned down.
yeah, they would
Nice.
always burn down.
Nice.
A couple of them actually managed to survive up till this day. There is
Which one didn't burn?
the one with the dome. Yes,
This
that
one?
one, the green one. Yeah.
This
So
one.
that is the Breakers Hotel from Spring Lake, New Jersey. It doesn't actually exist in the exact same form. It lost the dome and it lost the two towers, but the general structure is more or less the same.
Impressive.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, considering like how many buildings I looked up, and that still of them, a couple of them are still like there, it is impressive. The building across the street from it, this is, if I remember right, is Spring Lake,
say the
the Spring House actually. That building, if I remember right, is from Block Island in Massachusetts. But I might be wrong. I mean, there's so many different like islands, like an island with a lake and an island within that. Like there were so many different buildings.
Yeah.
The Allaire that was in, I think, also somewhere in New Jersey. It might have been like Asbury Park or Spring Lake.
Yeah.
The Hotel Fisk, which is one of my favorites because of just the amount of
It
like.
is beautiful.
It's very castle-like
It is.
in a weird like way, and it's almost like I think it could work in like a European setting, because
Yes.
a lot of these.
I want to put this on a mountain.
Yeah.
You know?
So these, a lot of them, there were a couple of like buildings that I wanted to include, but they were very like difficult to put in a terrain that would work because they were just ingrained in the terrain.
Yeah.
So these are technically seaside buildings, but they will work pretty much anywhere. A lot of them actually come from Old Orchard Beach in Maine, including the longest pier that also no longer exists in the same form. It is now shorter and also includes some like, crab shacks
I think it's
along
like
the way.
here, or is it even shorter than that?
It's like even shorter now.
Yeah. It's basically just burnt.
Yes, first time it was destroyed by a hurricane, and then it burnt down. So
Jesus Christ.
they could never.
God really hates these
Yes.
buildings.
He really said, East Coast, you're screwed.
How about no coast?
Yeah, no coast. So this one is like pretty long. There is another one that is from Asbury Park, and it was the original casino building. It's the like white pavilion.
Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah, that one gets no. This is from.
Sorry.
Yeah, this one. That's the Asbury
This
Park pavilion. This one gets, I think. No, I didn't include color variation in that one because I just wanted it to be white.
Okay.
So that one was like a casino/resort pavilion, and then the other one is the, if I remember right, the Gordon Lake.
Gordon Park.
Yeah, it's a Gordon Park pavilion from Lake Erie, I think.
I don't know, dude.
I honestly do not remember, but I saw that building on like one of the old photos, and I was like, you know what? It's interesting. And apparently, it was a swimming pool on the lake. So that's why the foundation is solid, because it has water from the lake, but it was like safe and secured from the rest of it because that lake is, kind of sea-sized.
Yeah.
So
It's a big one.
yeah, so that's why they did that.
Extra. Very extra.
I mean, hey, they did a lot of building back in the day.
Chat, thank you so much for watching. There's going to be more streams for cities next week. On a new day, we're going to stream on Wednesdays at 2:30. So back to the normal time slot just on Wednesdays. And that's going to be super cool. So keep an eye out for that. And also, Jez, thanks for coming all the way to a different country to be on the stream for an hour and a half.
I flew in.
Yeah.
I forced myself to do this. I said I'm going to be on the stream and not via camera.
Yep.
So here I am in the studio.
But yeah, City Skylines will be back next week. Keep an eye out on the socials for the release date of Parks and Plazas and Promenades and all the CCPs. All right, see you next week!